deleted, stream undeleted setup, but as of now seems to be doing well. So let me just make sure everything, especially with the audio, is going well, because yeah, I'm going to be using mics quite a bit, but I'm going to just see what it sounds like. Yeah, it sounds like it's a little bit of echoing. I have no idea how to fix that. I'm sure to fix that. Okay, so that's it's nothing to do with the streaming app. So let me just check. Let me just check the microphone setting. So we're gonna have 15. I'm gonna reduce the. Yeah, so it's a little bit of echoing actually. I can hear it on this other side. So okay, let me reduce the microphone booster and let me see what it sounds like. Because okay, let me just sort of play my my voice a little bit over here, but let me hear myself on the stream. So I'm just gonna say a few things just to. Okay. Okay, I think we've resolved the issue. Yeah, so basically it's just settings that I had to change in what's it called, in Microsoft itself, sound setting. So yeah, it seems to have fixed the echo. So I think it had something to do with the booster, audio booster option. So I had to reduce that from 30 to 20. And it seems to have sort of cleared everything out at the moment. So as okay, with that sorted, let me finally get back to the stream. So yeah, so it's yeah, it's gonna be a good one, hopefully. I'm just gonna make a very simple sort of simple flight today. Sorry, simple drive. I really want to make my way back to the. So I want to make my way back to SpaceX Bronzeville, Boca Chica. So that's what I'm sort of trying to do at the moment. But for now, let me just get everything sort of set up here. I'm trying to put a sort of a video in the back, and I've also got the moderator stream going. So just to keep an eye out for any conversations or chats that are being sent out. But yeah, so let me just let me just sort all this out. So I'm not going to connect the disconnect. Sorry, yeah, connect the laptop to another Wi-Fi. But I'll just sort of it's a bit of a stress test as well for the router, because I've moved positions to a slightly better, hopefully a slightly better position. But with that, yeah, I'm sort of lost for what to actually um, watch. But yeah, okay, let's get going. All right, so last time while I was here, I was in the Nissan with with a slightly new trailer, that box trailer that was released for Euro Truck Simulator, and so I sort of just used it on. I used it, well, moved it across to American Truck Simulator, so it's compatible. And yeah, so after a long time of waiting, I've been waiting to get the uh, Peterbilt Viper. So yeah, I've been waiting for this for a very long time. So yesterday I sort of modded it up and got everything sort of working. Everything sort of working as I'd like. So yeah, sort of made all the attachments, got the tires right. Yeah, so I think the only thing I'm probably going to change might be the other wheel, which is like a flywheel sort of kind of flywheel kind of thing. Let's probably change that to red, but I'll probably leave it like that. But yeah, so this is sort of the big red rig that I was working on yesterday. So I had to get the updated version of the Viper or the modified um, Peterbilt 389. So back into it, and I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. It's one of my favorite trucks uh, on on here. But yeah, so let me find some jobs to do. So last time where we left, where we were here, which is Van Horn, which is also in uh, I think in Texas, Taos. So let me just have a look at some available jobs. Uh, Available jobs to Brownsville, if there is any. So go to Red Vault, Phoenix, and to show. So it's not. There's no. There aren't any jobs really to. Yes, there's no jobs to Brownsville. Same next door. There isn't any. Let me check the external market. Which I never really mind the external market. I just don't like the speed restriction. That's the only thing. But it does kind of work quite well because you have plenty of time plenty of time to do anything that you really to rest or travel wherever is best for you. So it's based on real time, not actual in-game time. So let's have a look and see what are available. So we've got some actually. I do like the idea of having like Christmas deliveries and stuff. So okay, we've got one here to Brownsville, and it's just empty pallets. So I'm not really a big fan of that. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's the only one to Brownsville, really. Yeah, the only one to Brownsville is some empty pallets. There's some trucks, some Western trucks here uh, to Corpus Christi, which is north of Brownsville. So okay, there's another Brownsville here, which is a Western Star trucks. So that's actually I'm gonna keep that in mind while I do that. So actually, you know what? Yeah, I will go for this. So 70, no, no, 70,000. And the other one is to Auckland for 100,000. But this is the one to Kenwick. I want to Seattle. But Brownsville is gonna be our destination. So it's delivering some trucks to SpaceX, hopefully. Okay, so it's a bit of a long drive we got ahead of us, so just sit back, relax, really, and enjoy. Okay, so let me. So I'm trying to think. I really want to get rid of the. I want to be able to have like a good view of you know, of the windows without having to sort of turn my head. So for example, turning from, you know, having this view here which is sort of straight on, then looking across, because it's kind of annoying having to do that, but I might have to, because I don't like this sort of slightly skewed to, you know, slightly, you know, tilted to the right. That small mirror at the bottom there is obscured by this GPS device as well, so that's another thing that's quite annoying. See, I can increase the field of view, but it just looks ridiculous. I don't like how it looks, but I do want to move forward a little bit. Just a little bit like that, and so yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep sort of twisting my head, turning my head to make sure that I see what is coming ahead. So that's what I usually do anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. So what I'll do now is okay, whatever reason, it doesn't seem to be showing me as okay, so let's foot on brake. Let's get moving. So I've got 7-speed, so 10-speed gearbox. So it's going to be a lot of changing of gears. It's a bit loud on my side.
Turn left. Turn right. Get ready to
So yeah, I love the trailer. It looks really good. It's quite a nice looking trailer. I like I like the choice of
turn right.
red and you know, the lighting and everything like that at the back. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm gonna have to be a little bit quiet every now and again just because I'm trying to keep an eye out for the stream just to make sure that it is running as I'd like. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get used to the try and get used to the very long trailer, the very long truck. It's got a very long wheelbase. So that's another reason why you're not allowed to, it's not recommended to drive and look at stare at a screen, because yeah, and then just crash there.
Keep left, and then exit left. Exit left. Keep right, and then turn right. Reroute. Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, so I think I pressed the wrong option here, and it's also to kind of reduce the volume on the other stream. So, it says the pickup point is to the right here, so I don't need to, actually do not need to. Okay, yes, I think I had a bit of an issue with one of the streams, especially the one on my phone, but I think we're all caught up. Okay, so let me find something to. Yeah, not there. There we go. So I'll find something to. Okay, let me just sort this out. Let's lower the suspension at the back. So at least. Excuse me. Alright, so let me just line this up nicely. Swing it in there. Hopefully get the pin underneath it. Nope. Okay. Let's try this again. So it's nice and straight here. There we go. Get that attached. Have a quick look around, see everything is good. It's it's a very long trailer this is gonna be, but that's fine. The trucks are gonna be using their own wheels. It's not too heavy, I hope. Let me just see how heavy is our. So I've got about 20 tons. Yeah, that's fine. 20 tons is fine. So okay, let us drive on. What's happened? It's lost the job. Okay, resume deliveries. I don't know why it just disconnected it. Anyway, okay, let's. it. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Let's now get on our way. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go. SpaceX, here we come. So yeah, it's gonna be a very long drive. Let me see. So the estimated time is just about 13-hour drive. It's a long way to go and sort of limited to just truck speed limiter, which is 67 miles per hour, so 65 miles per hour. So and but anyway, let's keep going. One thing I noticed is that the trailer behind is quite far back. Okay, that's the suspension resetting. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been in a Vespa. It's been a while since I've been in a Vespa, just because the version I got from the workshop in
Go straight on.
the one I got from the workshop, unfortunately, that just was not.
And exit left.
Yeah, it wasn't able to. I wasn't able to.
Exit left.
So you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit here because I'm trying to do a few things here, sort of concentrate at the same time. So let me just sort of get comfortable in the drive itself, and then I'll just start to sort of rumble on after that. But yeah, so just bear with me. I'm just gonna vape a bit as well, quite a lot on the stream, so. Sorry, let me just get all this sorted. So there we go. So just the fact that it's actually limited to 65 miles per hour, I'm just gonna put it on cruise control, so let the computer control the speed here. So I'll just keep the nose facing forward. So yeah, anyone that's joining, welcome to the stream. This is sort of a test stream in a way, sort of testing out the new stream settings, which is what I've been grappling with for a very long time. But yeah, I have had I managed to get back my Viper. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite truck actually in American Truck Simulator. It's just a lot of fun to drive, and it just comes with a lot of add-ons. It's a lot of editing and modding you can do with it. So that's what makes it a lot of fun to do. But anyway, as far as anything new, I'm not too sure. There's I don't know what's new recently. Apart from the fact we're still waiting for a few more things first. A few more mods to be released for Euro Truck Simulator, and I think we've been waiting for it for a very, very long time, and that's the Road to Russia DLC that's been on hold for forever. And then there's a new West I forgot what it's called now, but there's another DLC that's on its way as well. If you are quite new to Euro Truck Simulating, I would recommend actually checking out the DLC store page, mainly because yeah, there's a lot of discounts at the moment, winter discounts, so it's actually quite a lot of quite cheap. I think some of them are like 80p or something like that. So if you want to get like all the DLCs, especially for American Truck Simulator, you'll probably be spending around about £8-10, and it's a bargain. But that's not obviously including the maps and whatnot. For example, the recent map, which is where I am at the moment, is Texas, and I've bought that about a couple of weeks after it was released, because basically I wasn't available. I wasn't actually playing as much on the PC. So basically, I just left it down to the prices went down just a little bit. Then I sort of purchased it. Ooh, look at DeLorean. Okay, but yeah, so it's yeah. So I want to see. So I'll see how it goes. With what else they're going to release, because at the moment we're still just stuck on the West Coast. Sort of the I want to see SES sort of release new mods that sort of extend further east towards New York and that side. So yeah, we're still waiting. Obviously, it takes a long time to do all this editing. It takes to obviously release the DLCs. It takes a very, very long time to sort of work on it. So I can understand the patience. I've got the patience for what they do. But yeah, Texas has been really good. Obviously, unless you've actually been to America or you recognize some of the places, it's not going to make much of a difference to you what you see. But as far as sort of driving on American roads, yeah, it's a lot of fun to drive on American roads. There's quite a lot of straight roads and long highways and things like that. So it makes a lot of fun to do so. But it sort of simplifies everything as well. But yeah, Texas has been quite good. So I have already been to Brownsville, which is where I'm going, which is where Boca Chica is, or SpaceX test site. That's going to be in Brownsville, which is just off the border from Mexico. quite a lot of controversy actually going on there, especially with SpaceX, where originally they were meant to be testing another version of the Falcon 9, which is slightly smaller rocket or vehicle, but instead obviously it's turned into a test site for Starship. Now I'm not really too bothered about that, because I do want to see. I've been following the development of the Starship since the Starhopper test, and then obviously they had the mock-up, and then obviously from then on they had the tank section of the Starship itself, which is sort of similar to the booster as well, and it sort of did a few hops. I think it's 100 meter hops, and yeah, it went really well. So there were no explosions during the initial tests. There was a fire, I think, when the Starhopper did its hop. There was a couple of fires around about, but anyway. So after that, we then finally got the Starship itself fully built with a nose cone, and they tested those to suborbital flights. I think it was 8 mile or 10 mile or so. They started with SN8, serial number 8. They got that. They went straight into. Whoa, sorry, I'm looking at the laptop as well. So they went straight into the low Earth, into the a few miles in the air, and they did the belly flop maneuver. So for SN8, it wasn't. I mean, it was successful. It was a successful flight in that it actually got up to. It got up in the air. They got enough readings for the information that they needed to obviously carry on improving the spaceship itself. And basically, yeah, they got up to to as high as they could. I think they started off with all 3 engines sort of lit up for launch. They got up about a few kilometers, then started turning off engines sequentially. So started with one engine off, then they started off a second engine, and then the last engine sort of kept burning until it just couldn't. Until obviously the spaceship pretty much just hovered, and then obviously they performed the belly flop maneuver, which is basically just falling on your belly, which is how you would be when you're returning to Earth from space. Basically, going through the atmosphere, you want to expose the heat tiles to the so they take the full brunt of the of friction caused by the re-entry friction. So yeah, belly flops. They turn the belly and they start dropping down towards the ground again, towards the launch site. Now, personally, I really am not a big fan of the flip and burn, which is basically as the spaceship sort of falls back down to Earth, it it bleeds off a lot of the speed, and also it allows the flaps to sort of help maneuver it nicely and sort of guide it to the ground. And then comes the sort of I'll probably say controversial is, I don't think they're going to be, it's something that many people anyone who would be on board on board that about the starship when it's re-entering Earth. Would really want to take part. Would really feel comfortable in it, because basically, as it drops, the closer it gets to the ground or to the landing site. Now, it basically has to flip, so that's basically flipping the tail back to the ground, and relighting the engines as it does so. So it's sort of a very sharp, a very rapid turn from around about, let's say, I think it's around about 45 degrees to 90 degrees. So you can land nose up, basically. I think they built a new launch tower, which is the Mechazilla, it's slowly called, and that's basically that's why most of the launches are going to be taken. Going to be are going to take place. So basically, the catch arms lift the booster or the starship and put them onto the launch mount, and then obviously you stack them that way. So at the moment, I believe SpaceX is planning to sort of capture the booster and the starship itself from the air. So as it comes down, it performs that flip and bend and from the belly maneuver, and it hovers long enough for so it can say sort of slip between the two chopsticks, and then the arms sort of close in and catch the booster and the starship mid-air as it's sort of hovering on one or two engines, or whatever number of engines they're going to be using for when the starship itself is going to be recovered. Now, as far as the booster, it is a very heavy, very heavy first stage vehicle. So basically, it would need, I think, around about, I would probably say 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know how many engines it needs to be able to sort of be able to hover and then be captured. So it's just so many. It just makes me nervous really watching or thinking about what SpaceX is planning to do, especially with recovering the boosters. Now the booster itself I think is fine. It doesn't have to belly flop. It'll have to. Its return to the launch site is going to be similar to the Falcon 9 or Falcon Heavy, whichever one is that they use at the time. So it's going to be the same sort of maneuver. Basically, it drops down nose, so it drops. Actually, it launches into space, and then once it's deployed the second stage, it basically flips the tail up, and then sort of boosts its way back towards Earth, because it's pretty much carrying a lot of momentum from the initial launch. So it's going quite fast. So it needs to sort of lose all that momentum and speed, so it can sort of fall back to Earth. So the best way to do it is basically how Falcon does it anyway, is it flips the tail and sort of relights. I think it's called the entry burn or a re-entry burn. Basically, what that does, what they do is they flip the engines to face space, basically. So, or they face the direction of travel, and they light the engines, and obviously that reduces the forward momentum until the booster is finally heading back down to Earth. So once it's done that, then the tail and the top are then flipped again, and and then obviously there's an entry burn to sort of reduce the speed so it doesn't fall too fast, and sort of just drop. It's like balancing a pencil on your finger. I don't know if any of you used to do that when you're back in school. Basically, you are balancing it's the same sort of maneuver, so sort of balancing the pencil on your finger. And so yes, I believe that's going to be the same sort of that's just going to be the same maneuver that SpaceX is going to use for the booster for the Starship. So basically flipping it and lighting flipping the head, relighting the engines, and then falling tail down all the way to the catching arms or to the platform, the oil platforms, repurposed oil platforms. Phoebus, I don't know what the names are. Oh, I don't know what that was. Bit of a noise there. So yes, and that's going to be. We're still going to wait to see what that's going to look like. Watching this very big, heavy, very big, heavy vehicle sort of drop that to Earth. So basically, yeah. So as I was saying, once it's flipped and it's sort of tail down, vertical drop towards the back towards the landing site or to the drone for the when it's down when referring to the Falcon. So it's nose down, so tail down, and then there's a re-entry burn, which sort of slows it down as it comes into the atmosphere, and then there's one last burn, which is when it's actually finally about to touch down. But with the Falcon Heavy, all they have to do is pretty much just use the landing legs, so you can just land it on a drone ship out at sea, or when it returns back to the launch site. Basically, all they have to do is just deploy the landing legs, and that's it. But SpaceX with Starship, they are getting rid of the legs and pretty much just relying solely on the catching arms to do all the work, which reduces the weight for having to add very heavy and very I don't think aerodynamics is much of an issue, but it does reduce the overall weight of this ship, of the booster itself, which means that it can carry a lot more weight into space. So there's a lot of that going on next week. That's why they've sort of also decided to go with a slightly thinner shell of the stainless steel that they're going to be using. So I think it's from 4mm to 3mm, something like this. It's quite a lot. I think they said about 20 tons on both the booster and the Starship itself. So there's a lot of weight that's said that can actually be used to take more payload into space. So yes, now as it drops down, there isn't any landing legs, so you basically have to catch the Starship mid-air. And with a booster, yes, like I mentioned, you don't have to worry about you don't have to worry too much about the re-entry. So flipping the booster. You'd have to flip the booster, or even flip you'd have to flip the booster, just the Starship. So with the booster, it's pretty straightforward. So it will be a lot similar to the Falcon 9 re-entry and retrieval. So it's going to be quite similar to that. The nervous or the worrying bit, and even made more so worrying, because it's part of the entire ship that actually carries humans, or carries the payload, is that it has to perform a flip and burn. Now that is a very, very, very scary looking thing. So SN8, 9, and 10, I believe, are the only ones that have flew. SN8 pretty much just yeah, ended up just I think it was a Raptor issue as well when it came to SN8, because as it came, it flipped, and as the engines were sort of burning, so things were relit. There was an issue where with the Raptor engines that basically started just burning themselves, and there was that very bright green flame, which is called a I think it's engine rich, basically engine rich burn. So basically it's just the engine burning itself, and they just were not able to get the amount of thrust they needed to softly land the starship, top end of the starship. So that was SN8. I think SN9 just didn't even bother. It just landed, belly flat. I didn't think it completed the maneuver. Now SN10 probably got the closest, where basically it actually landed, but there was a fire inside the engine cowl. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what the name is. And basically it was yeah, it just kept on burning, and there's nothing they could do about it. Yeah, there's nothing they could do about it. They couldn't, they had sprinklers and fire suppression. Yes, fire suppression hose pipes, sort of.
Right.
So just gonna keep right here, and yeah, they couldn't douse out the fire, so it just got worse and ended up just blowing up the entire just need to be careful here just a little bit. So yeah, so they tried. Now there's another.
Right.
I forgot which serial number starship just literally blew up in the fog, because they launched it, and they pretty much just they were not clear. It was not clear to launch at that time, and I think it was a last minute decision, and basically they flew it in the fog with very, very low visibility, and ended up just blowing up even before it got to the ground. So yeah, unfortunately that was actually, I think that was the most severe of the RUDs, or rapid unplanned disassembly. I think that's what the term is coined. And yeah, so that's pretty much 3 for 3 ships destroyed. Now in comes serial number 15, which is actually was a slightly more improved version. Unfortunately, we didn't get very good coverage of it. I think I'm gonna have to stop at the next yeah, it's gonna have to be at the next waypoint, next service station. I'm gonna have to stop to rest for the night. But yeah, so anyway, back to serial number 15. So it performed well, as all the other ships did during launch, climb, and obviously hover, and the belly maneuver. Also, most of them performed quite well. They did actually manage to perform that part of the flight successfully, or relatively successfully, depending on who you ask. So got up, launched, cut those countdown, launched, got up to I think it was 10 kilometers, just from 10 kilometers reduced from. Let's have a look at the map here. So it's 10 kilometers. Oh, that was a quick drive. That's a quick drive. So yeah, we can't stop here. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where am I? Where am I? Oh, yeah, here. Okay, so I don't have to stop there, but I can stop here and yeah. So we're gonna stop here, rest, and then continue on. Okay, so we don't have to stop we don't have to stop to weigh at the weighing station here. We don't have to stop. We've got a green. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So SN15 got in the air, you know, got up, launched with all three engines. I think it was. I don't know if it was the Raptor version 2s. I think it was the Raptor version 1 that was used on the first on those tests. Just recently they've started testing the Raptor version 2. So yeah, you know, it launched fine, got up to 10 kilometers, and I think yes, it is 10 kilometers because originally it was supposed to have been it was only supposed to have been it was supposed to have been 12 kilometers, but they dropped it down. You had to drop it down to
Turn right.
just have to be careful going here.
Keep right. And then turn
Have to be
right.
really careful with the trailer at the back. It's very, very long.
Turn right.
And yeah, so now I don't have to worry about fuel at the moment, just because I think I've got a yeah, I've got half a tank of fuel left, so I've got plenty of fuel, and it's pretty much just a cruise as well, so we're not burning a lot of fuel. And so okay, I don't know why he wouldn't wait for me to. It's the Mercedes here, so I don't know why he wouldn't just wait for me
Finding a new route.
to come in first, but I'm gonna have to risk clipping him. Alright, safe. So yes, I'm not worried about fuel yet. I've got plenty of fuel until we get to our destination. Now let me find a place to rest, because I can't see. Oh, he can park anywhere. Oh, that's good. Okay, so I'm just gonna park it here. And okay, that's pretty much it. Lights off. We can now turn. Slow suspension here. Turn it off and let me get some sleep. So while I do that, let me just vape, and I'll come back and continue talking about SN15. let's get going. So, just had a quick rest here. I don't think, like I said, we don't need fuel. Got a little bit of half a tank of fuel left, with only I think it's like 3 or so hours left. But let's go. Okay. So, Mr. Brakes. Let's turn on the automatic wipers. Let's go. Think of the best way to exit this rest area. Probably best going the other way around, but it's fine. Okay, let me just exit here. Okay, so yeah, it's put me back onto the highway. That was going to send me somewhere else.
Keep right, and then turn.
Oh, flashing stop signs there. I've never seen that before. Stop signs that sort of flash. Well, I suppose it helps, especially when it's raining like this. But that's pretty good. I've never seen that.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of wheel spin there, wheel slipping. But anyway, never mind. So yeah, back to SN15. So as it dropped down, so basically it launched, got into 10 kilometers, and it flipped into the belly maneuver, and all that was fine. It was very, it was a fairly good. Yeah, it was a very good. Yeah, good performance all the way through to the hover and the belly flop. So from the belly flop it just drops down, belly first. So basically exposing the, as mentioned, exposing the heat tiles, which recently this has been dropping off like quite easily. I mean, after a test, they pretty much just they were just pretty much just dropping off. The tiles just kept on dropping off, and they've not even been tested in flight yet. Like the full, all the tiles placed on the Starship have not really been tested in on the drop from space. So yeah, that's going to be something quite interesting to see. But anyway, all in all, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so back to the SN15. So basically belly flops and it flips. Now between SN10 and SN15, Elon did have a chat with
Keep right, and then turn right.
let's taking this right turn here.
Turn right.
Yeah, so I did have a chat with so let's just make sure we get the right.
Keep left.
Yeah, I don't want to have to miss this turning here. So basically, yeah, it spoke to Tim Dodd, the everyday astronaut, who recently just announced that he's actually going to be going to space, yeah, going actually towards the moon. I think it's called the one of my garages. It's called the Dear Moon Project. Basically, it's a privately funded space, privately funded space trip for everyday people into basically to going towards the moon, not landing, but going around the moon and then returning back to Earth. It took I think 3 days or something like that. But he's gonna be. Okay, just have to be careful here. That was very scary. Stop. But anyway, so yeah. So you know, so Elon Musk had because he's done a few. Tim Todd, the every astronaut, did a couple of interviews with Elon Musk at SpaceX itself, and yes, during the. So yeah, they basically recommended. He recommended that instead of during the belly flop and then the flip and burn itself, instead of just igniting one engine, instead of just relighting one engine, probably best relighting all 3 engines and then dropping it down to 2 engines, so that if there's any issues with any of the other engines, you still have option of 2 engines instead of just one. So, but basically it worked. It was a good idea. It worked, and it was implemented on the next flight. I believe it was between SN15 and SN10. So I don't know which one it was when the interview took place, but it worked fine. So they relit all 3 engines, then dropped it down to 2 engines, and then once the ship was vertical, then obviously they dropped it down to vertical and stable, to be precise. Then they sort of dropped it down to one Raptor engine, and so allowed it to sort of drop down from there. So yeah, all in all, it was fairly interesting, to say the least. Interesting flight to watch. But anyway, all right, we've got 1 hour and 36 minutes to go. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, it is a very interesting thing to follow. That's why I have a lot of. I'm sort of. I would say ignoring. I'm not saying ignoring. I'm just not thinking too much about the actual environmental costs and just human cost as well to the to SpaceX. Using Boca Chica as their testing ground, approved testing their flight. Basically, yeah, because it's protected. I think it's protected wildlife that sort of live in and around the Boca Chica area, especially around the beach. And basically, yeah, I don't think SpaceX is doing anything or helping out all that much with preserving the the wildlife there, just looking after it, because basically they've exploited so many parts of so many so many ships, or so many prototypes or whatever. Exploded quite a lot of them, with a lot of debris going into the this protected area, protected land as well, which I'm pretty sure is is dangerous enough that if any of it falls onto any of the wildlife, that's that's not they're dead pretty much, and or they are successfully scaring off any of the the birds, or so there's a lot of issues with it when it comes to SpaceX actually having to do their tests in and around Boca Chica. But yeah, but everything else that SpaceX is doing, or Elon Musk really, because the company themselves, I mean, I wouldn't say they are SpaceX. I mean, SpaceX does. I mean, Elon Musk does pretty much, claim, to claim of anything that is done within his company, even though he's not had a hand in it. But anyway, that's another thing altogether. But yeah. Okay, so I think we should be here now. Anyway, I think. Yeah, we're in Brownsville now. Oh dear Lord. Yeah, that was very, very scary. I don't want to be doing that. Oh, taking the wrong turning there. Oops, I pressed the wrong button there. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. But anyway, as I was saying, so great. Even the idea that Mars, here we come. Once this SpaceX, right, that comes with a lot of issues in its own. Not including the fact that with Elon Musk wanting to terraform Mars, Mars being at a state where yeah, it would be useless trying to terraform Mars. It's dead, and that's pretty much it. Life on Mars would be pretty much just a death sentence, really. Jesus Christ. Life on Mars would pretty much be like I said, a death sentence. And
Turn left.
you're not gonna have. It's just I mean, you're better off pretty much. You're better off. You have a better chance of survival if you were to pitch a tent in on top of the Mount Everest, or okay, to you have a better chance of survival there than and actually living comfortably on Mars.
Turn right.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the story of it's pretty much the story of Brownsville Port here. Let's get this part up here. me reversing, so I'll just be straight
Go
straight onto and just park up, so I don't have to do any any complicated maneuvers, because I don't think it's a trailer that you can sort of reverse. You can't really reverse. So I can't really reverse back into that position. But anyway, that's
Keep
pretty much
left.
it.
and then turn left. Turn left. You have arrived at your
Yeah, so here we are, pretty much. So yeah, just pretty much park it here. So I just have to make sure I align it as straight as possible. Just keep an eye out for the back of the trailer here, and just watch out for the green. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And that's it. That's as simple as that. Let's have a look around. It's a nice drive. It was actually quite long, but it was actually very nice. So I'm guessing this is going to be put. These trucks are going to be put onto a container and then shipped off. But anyway, what am I doing? Just going back in here. Okay. And yeah, that's the end of the job. So what I'm going to do, oops, I don't know what's happening here. Okay, I thought the stream had ended there. Yeah, so yeah, I thought the stream had cut off there, but it seems to be okay. It's just one of the streams is just not one of the devices I'm using is not up to date, or it's just connected to something else. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So I've done. So yeah, I enjoyed that. This is quite nice. And I'm gonna see if there's any jobs to just to Boca Chica. But let me see. So I don't think there'll be any. Maybe some in the external market here. Okay, so let's have a look. I need Brownsville to Brownsville jobs. Nope. Nope. Anyway, so that's pretty much it really. I'm just gonna leave it here because I'm gonna be jumping onto Microsoft Flight Simulator just because I need to test it out. I need to test out I need to test out test the stream under load basically. So that's pretty much gonna be it. Let me see where the nearest. I will drive to Boca Chica itself and get a rest there. So yeah, we're gonna do a short drive there. and then yeah, take it from there. So it's a nice little look around. Start engine. Okay, so okay, so I will be doing a oh, it's crashing into I'm not paying attention here really. I'm just watching the I'm watching the stream. So I don't know why it's not working on one of the other devices, but that's fine. Okay, so I have no idea what is causing the okay.
Turn right. Finding a new reroute.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna go do a short drive to past the SpaceX Boca Chica site. I was hoping the job would have got me there, but oh well, doesn't really matter.
Go straight on. Go straight on, and then keep left. Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left. Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left.
But yeah, at some point, I really want to visit Boca Chica in real life. I really would love to go on, at least when they're performing some of their test flights. I'd really love to be there for that. So hopefully one day I'll be able to book a flight to Boca Chica one day. Give me a second. base. I think this is the build site. Yeah, this is the build site. So you can see like you have the different tanks there. Then you have the starship there. I think it's the graveyard. That's the starship graveyard. Then you have the different high bays for stacking the different sections of the starship and the booster. And then we're driving towards the launch site itself. So imagine, I mean, during a launch, I think this whole road will be blocked off anyway, so you won't be able to see anything. But yeah, so that's really it. So you have like two starships there, then you have the booster over there to the you have the booster over there to the right. And obviously that's, as I was mentioning earlier, obviously they have the catcher arm there. Let's zoom out a bit. So catcher arm there with the chopsticks, and then they have the rapid disconnect. That's used to fuel the ship. I think they have a starship stacked on top of the booster. I can't see properly from this angle here, but that's the two starships that are pretty much either waiting for testing or but yeah, so that's pretty much it. I am going to jump onto Microsoft Flight Simulator very shortly. Oh, starting off at inch. Alright, so let's find the resting area. What was I doing? Yeah, okay. I think this is the rest area here. And yeah, so that's the beach there, and I think Mexico is way down there to the right. But yeah, so that's what I've done to the truck anyway. I've added some lights here and there, which I think look quite cool. And then you have the lights at the bottom. You also have the indicator lights. So running alongside the trailer here, but you can see how long it is. You can barely even zoom out to the back of it. It's a big truck. I love everything about it. I love that enormous grill. But anyway, so that's pretty much that. I'm just gonna stop it here, and yeah, so see you guys shortly, because I do have to do I have to sort of set up a flight plan and all that. I like that sunset coming out. Oh, sun's going down. Got a nice little view there. It's change of color as well. But yeah, so I'll see you all back here again in a few minutes. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and hopefully it's yeah. Thank you very much, and see you guys soon. Bye bye.